It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and it's the Big Detecting Show, and Adrian is a dragon. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Are you well?
Right? Evening, everyone. Yeah, like you, a bit tired.
I always have to look out the corner of my eye because I don't know which way I'm facing. Oh.
Yes. Evening, everyone in the chat. All wrapping on and stuff. It's all good. You all right, David? I asked you that earlier, didn't I? Why are you suddenly getting me like that?
You know why. There's a little ghostly badger in the top left-hand corner.
Oh, I forgot I did that. Yeah. Up there. Yeah, just there. I saw a dead badger. I went detecting Saturday and Sunday, and on Saturday, what's that? Went over there, dead badger rotting in the fields. Big. I mean, the teeth on it.
Did you say a little prayer and give it a good burial?
No, but I took a picture. Well, I went up to it close, even though it was like bones, it could have still come back. I was going to take the skull and make a hat out of it, but I left it there. But yeah, I went detecting actually on Saturday. I WhatsApped you, didn't I? Huge field I was in, biggest field I've ever detected in my life. Beautiful. Stubble's been raked down. It was lovely and flat.
Somebody sent me a photograph for you before. I think it was James, and I can't remember where it is.
Of what? Saturday? I weren't with him Saturday. I was with a mate from school who has just taken up detecting, and I haven't seen him properly for 35 years. And it was so nice. And he's well into the hobby, really enjoying it. He's got a bit of a stressful job. And we went out on Saturday, and he couldn't sleep the night before. He was so excited. And it's so nice bringing people into the hobby. And like, I lent him my Equinox, and he found a blinking hammered. First time out with me. Yeah, found a hammered and a silver, what was it, florin he found, a few bits and bobs. But yeah, absolutely lovely. And then I went out Sunday with James. What did he send you a picture of? Oh, I know. Oh, I worry about him. I know what the picture is. But yeah, and I'm out this weekend as well. Going to meeting Steve Newman on Sunday.
Somebody took a photograph of you. You were at a distance like that and something else closer to me. And I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember who it was. It was James. Where's he sent it?
He's bought a bloody badger. Not a puppet.
A badger. Inflatable.
Well, not a real one. No, like a teddy bear one. He's got it in his car. Getting worried about him. He's not in the chat, I don't think.
I can't for the life of me remember where he sent it. I've just looked on Facebook and it's not there on Messenger. Very peculiar.
Marius Carrick said, will we be putting more of these on podcast? Do we do the podcast? Does it still get uploaded to
basically, Marius, what's happened is that I was paying a lot of money out to host the podcast, and obviously getting nothing in return. So
yes, I just read that, John Clayton.
So
like Angel Delight or something.
So because of the fact that I was putting so much money into it, I had to, for the time being, stop doing that. But we're looking for a different podcast. We were using Spreaker previously, looking for another podcast host, and then we rip the audio and upload it to that. So yes, I will be, and thank you for pointing out that I've got red saucer around my mouth, John.
Or you could do what I do and play the YouTube in the car and just listen to it. Not good.
But if the police fall over and they'll go, "Hello there, mister. What's all this then? Why have you got YouTube playing in your car?"
I put it in the glove box, phone in the glove box and lock it. But yeah, you're not allowed to.
That's a good idea, that. Very good idea.
But yeah, I listen to YouTube videos and through the car. But yeah, podcast because we don't get paid, Dave, do we? Any of this, like the website hosting, the software that does this, we don't get paid. So when
we're basically everything's self-funded. So sadly, we are trying to change that. We are trying to change where we potentially bring some money in, which will automatically go straight back out again, won't it?
Well, good point. The people who've subscribed to the Big Detecting Show on our website
And if you haven't done so, do it now, because Adrian's about to tell you lots of nice things.
Yeah. BigDetectingShow.com. Go there, subscribe. It's free. Just ask you a few quick questions. And as of next week, those who subscribe will receive an email to be entered into competitions to win lots of things that have been kindly donated.
Lots and lots of things.
From £100 LP voucher to socks.
I'm just going onto the Big Detecting Show Facebook group to try and find my my message of the up-to-date prizes.
I don't even know what they are.
So while I'm doing that, you tell people how to subscribe, because it's free and all GDPR and all that malarkey.
Yeah, GDPR's all covered. Go to the bigdetectingshow.com, and on the homepage, scroll down a bit, and then there's a button. Click on there, put your name, email address, and that, and send it, and that goes off to our thing, and then we'll send you an email next week. You can unsubscribe anytime. We won't send you spam and junk and stuff like that.
But if you do unsubscribe at any time, you risk the missing out on future free competitions.
Yeah, because you'll automatically be entered into all the prize draws that we run.
And am I right in saying that 2 weeks tonight, on Thursday, the 3rd of November, from 8 p.m., we will be doing our first prize draw?
Yep.
That gets gone quick, hasn't it, already? So, already we have got prizes lined up from, as Adrian mentioned, LP Metal Detecting. Pete Terrell was kind enough to offer a £100 voucher last week for LP. Composite Cleaning Pencil, Treasure Hunting Magazine, Black Adder, I've got to say it right one day, and Monarch Designs are also providing as well. So we've got some fantastic free, plus we've got some bits and bobs that we've been collecting over the past couple of months.
Yep.
Hats, socks, things, I'm sure.
Might not be metal detecting related. I'd like to get a metal detector, actually.
I've got an old shoe. I might put an old shoe in.
Is it left or right?
I don't know. It's just an old shoe. Hey, I had Dawn's Mrs. Sadler, her admin at work, went away on holiday for 2 weeks, and they brought me a present back because they were at a certain place, and I went, oh, you've got to go here, you've got to go here. Never heard of it. Went there, loved it, and brought me a souvenir guide back. Scara Bray. They'd never heard of it, absolutely loved it. I've got the souvenir guide here. I've not had a chance to look through it properly yet, but astounding nonetheless. Up in Orkney, you know the.
Oh, I don't look, Dave. Past
Shut
Birmingham,
up,
mate. I don't know past Birmingham.
You are foreign, aren't you? Hold on a minute. Let me just show you. You'll know what I'm on about.
Oh, Dark Knight Detectorist said he'll throw in some stickers. Just send me your address. That's nice. Yeah.
Muchley. It's a prehistoric village, Adrian. How do I share the screen? And our first guest is with us in the background. I haven't even told Adrian it is because it's a surprise.
No.
Not told him. We have. So while I'm doing this, tonight's guest, Digger Dawn. Unfortunately, she had to postpone till next week. So on the back of that, we put a call out today, and several people have offered their services tonight. So we've got one waiting in the green room at the moment. Producers are looking after him in the green room, and another one coming a little bit later on. So here we go. I don't believe you've never seen this. Oh, go away. Scara Bray in Orkney. Oh, come on, there, Ribbit. Worst pictures ever.
I watched a television program on it.
So fantastic little booklet, nonetheless. Makes me want to go even more. Problem being, no way, shape, or form am I driving all the way there.
No.
So you're gonna have to fly me.
It's good. People are subscribing. John Nicholson, Nick Surridge.
Please, we're gonna. Rob in fact, I'll throw the banner at the bottom. Feel free. It's not just free competitions, but we've also got one or two companies have also contacted us to give you a money off on certain products or on their shop, on their websites.
And one of them is more than one of them offers discounts, but they've given us more than anyone else. So
They
that's
have.
really nice. I won't say who it is, but
They've given discounts already, but they've given us an extra discount on top of that. So thank you very much to all involved. And you'll know about it if you sign up to at the bottom of the screen. Go on to Big Detecting Show, scroll down a little. Yeah, there it is. Scroll down a little bit, and you'll see how to sign up. Very, very simple. There you go. Yeah. So I'm going to bring on our first guest. You've no idea who he is. I've never met him, I don't think. May have bumped into him because we bump into lots of lovely people, don't we, Adrian?
Yes. Lovely.
And some even bring us cake or me cake. And then I offer cake out. Nah, I don't.
No, don't like cake.
No. Adrian likes Stella.
And red wine, yeah.
And red wine.
Yeah, I had a lot of Stella last night down the pub. But, yeah. Who is it, Dave? Come on. Who have we got?
This gentleman is called Mr. Chris Homer. One of the Grim Sweepers. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening.
Chris.
How are you?
All right.
Marvellous. Very nice to meet you, Chris.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's great for letting me be here. It's, I've seen a couple of times and recognised different faces with different rallies, and people go, that's a Grim Sweeper. I know who he is and what we do, but it's great to be here. Everybody all right?
Yeah,
absolutely marvellous.
I remember, I think it was last year, it was one rally, Detect for Rodney Cook. Someone gave us, you got business cards?
Yes.
Yeah, someone, do you remember, Dave? And you lost it.
Mate, do I know what day of the week it is?
No, you were, but I remember now. And they said, you must get him on the show,
Chris, are you on your mobile?
Yeah.
Can you turn it into landscape for us?
Hang on a minute. That is
Let's see that.
Hang on. I'm on. Yeah, it's one of them. It's one of these gimbals. Oh, hang on a minute.
There it is.
Is that better?
That's better. Yeah. Now we can see you.
Hang on a minute. Let's move it that way.
You've got some very efficient storage in your house, Chris, or are you in a caravan or a camper?
To be honest, this is part of the story. This is my life at the moment. It's all evolved around, my life revolves around three attitudes now. I've got a roof over my head, I've got great people around us, and I'm not starving. Everything plus above that, what we do in my own life and what we do with Grim Sweepers is a bonus. So, I live in a motorhome, and I'm quite happy doing that, especially with everything going on in interest rates and houses and mortgages. I'm quite lucky to be mortgage free.
Oh, wow.
Great philosophy. Absolutely brilliant philosophy.
And to be honest, guys, with us being detecting and we search for things what are thousands and thousands of years old, how did they used to live? They never used to stay in one part, did they? We know the Romans went down and not many of them come to Cornwall, but as you said, we know that everybody hit the East Coast and spread out. So really, this new housing where you're stuck in one place is a new thing to us, really, as humans, because we are designed to roam. I mean, as soon as you put your detecting headphones on, off you go, right, that anticipation of finding anything, seeing your mates, having a cuddle, a bit of laugh and a giggle, and a pound for the first hammered. What more do you need? So really, as you said, you could be doing this 10,000 years ago. As you said, and as you said, it's a simple life, but it's through choice, really. So it's awesome.
Lovely.
So, for those of us who don't know you, Chris, there's one or two people in the chat room who may not have met you in the past. Introduce yourself for us.
Well, my name's Chris Horner. I am operating director of Grim Sweepers Metal Detecting CIC, which started in 2020. I started that initially because when I got into detecting, and to be honest, I was quite lucky because my dad was detecting when I first started. So I'd been following him for, 40 years plus. And when I first got in there was nobody there apart from my dad who would willing to help. So somebody new coming into the hobby. It was all, I'm looking back at it now, all people just basically, there was quite a lot of politics back in detecting then. So all the newbies coming in, especially as the new machines were coming out and the XPs, and we were going to digital machines like the DFX and other bits and pieces, it got a lot more people interested, and especially, you know, they start reporting on hordes more, and people thought, oh, well, it's a good way to get into it. But it was such a hard thing to get into, and you were always taking that. Seems to be a bit of a chance. What machine do I buy? What else do I need to go with it? And these simple things that we take for granted now, where somebody coming into the hobby is, why not give them a little bit of guidance? So initially, that's what I started Grim Sweepers for. But then I got more involved with, not within my own mental health, but within the NHS. And now I use it for, well, not just my own mental health, but for taking people out and of all ages just to come and try it. I provide all the equipment. I pick them up. They don't know transport costs. And I do it and you know, guys, you've just been talking about money and how hard it is to come in to do something good. And this is the thing, and I was talking about this on the news a couple of days ago. Sometimes all the good that we do never ever gets reported, and sometimes we do have to shout about it. But all the bad is plastered everywhere. And it's like, hang on, let's hear some news about Mrs. Smith finding 15 quid or getting an extra 20 quid on her pension so she can eat this week. You know, this is the type of thing, as us humans, as you said, we celebrate, but we just don't hear it. And what we do within the detecting world, and I'm sure you do yourself, you know, you advocate a thing of, you know, it helps people when you go out detecting. You can zone out, you can just be yourself without everything else or outside influences sort of disturbing you, to be honest. It gives you that little bit of respite and a little break from the world. And why not? Yeah. And if you find and I ask people, I say, would you come for a 12-mile walk? Nah, no way. You've got a chance of finding gold. Yeah, all right then. You're all right. And I use it, you said, for obviously all families, children, and everybody. So I provide all the equipment. As you said, pick them up and just give them a day of experience where they wouldn't necessarily think about doing it. But instead, it's really good for outside. Excuse me. So, to be honest, I based it on the 5 ways to well-being, which, to be honest, I've had to write down. So I'm just going to quote these here. As you said, so ask me if I'm right or wrong. So in metal detecting, do we connect with other people?
We do.
Yep. From all states of society, don't we? Are we physically active?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not, but most people are.
Not yet.
Do we learn a new skill?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Do we give it back to others? So if we help, we can. We're very good at that in the detecting fraternity, especially the like Rodney Cook, MD UK, and all the rest of the guys who raise money for, as I said, like cancer research and everything else. So we're there to support each other. And do we sometimes pay attention to the present moment?
I try not to, but yes.
So I'll give you a different scenario. When you've dug the hole and you've walked for miles and miles and miles and you've got a number and all you've been digging is ring pulls, then all of a sudden you pull a hammer out, and doesn't matter what kind of hammer it is, but you realise that you've seen either the 3 little pellets or the shield on the back or whatever else. How does that make you feel? Because you can probably still remember now, but Ashton said, right, well, you explain to me what your first hammer was on, if you've lucky enough to find one, and where it was. Now, everybody who's found one will remember exactly what it was, who they were with, what kind of day it was, and everything else, and the coin. And as you said, you know, most of the time I've heard hundreds and hundreds of stories of, my first was a Lizzie Sixpence, like mine was. And I remember I was in a field in Lincolnshire. My dad was about 20, 30 yards away from us, and I was using a XP Gold Max Power. And I couldn't believe it. Because normally when you first start getting into detecting, I used to take me dad and said, don't bin anything. Just don't bin it. Okay, then I'll bin it. So I used to bring pocketfuls of stuff home. I ain't got a clue what it was. You know, if it beeped, I dug it. It's like you do when you start, you're so eager. And I used to go, hedge fodder, in the bin, throw a handle, stair rod riser. And I'm going, is this for it? No. So I used to take everything. And one Sunday I went out. And I went out with a couple of lads and went down to York. And it was the same again. I thought I just dug a load and I would put it in my scrap tin. My dad come round and went, you found anything? I went, nah, not a single thing. I said, all the holes. Nap all, absolutely, nap all it is. And he said, well, where's your scrap tin? So he had a look at it. He went, well, what's that? Straw pull handle in it. No, it's a 2nd century Roman brooch. And I was like, Yeah, you're having a laugh. Obviously, being new to detecting, I didn't study it. Now that I've been doing it 20 years, I can recognise one straight away and what it was being and where it was about. But yeah, and it just goes to show it's like, yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing hobby for the things I can do.
It's interesting you saying that, Chris, about people finding stuff and thinking that it's nothing, because new people who do start detecting and enter the hobby, they will find something like a fibula and think, oh, it's just like off a drawer from the 1970s. And that's why I just keep everything. And as you sort of get more and more experienced, you sort of, or books, get the books, Finds Identified, or the other ones from Greenlight. Just sit there, flick through them, because I still go through I've got a pot over there with a load of stuff in. I've got to get round to going through. But even crotal bells, the designs and the shapes, you can learn so much. I mean, there's a couple of websites that are huge on crotal bells, absolutely huge. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but someone spent the time. It must have been years, 20 odd years worth of information someone's put in there. But a lot of people don't think they find much, but they actually are. And if it is a crotal bell or a fibula, it's a massive bonus. But I think finding anything is nice, isn't it?
And it is. I mean, as you said, people who are coming in there, and I talk about detecting quite a lot, because as I've got amazing friends throughout all different metal detecting groups in England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales. And when people ask what's the best thing you found, and I turn on and tell them friendship, because you can't pay for that. It's about, as you said, just have like-minded people going for a bit of a wander, and if they found something that you wouldn't normally generally see every day. When I said we were at Joan Allen, when they found the 35 gold status in the Flint Ball, I was literally on the field 10 minutes later after the horde come up, and I picked up Henry VI half groat. And it's been there, and just the excitement, it's just absolutely brilliant. It's awesome what we do.
And it's just getting out in the fields as well. I went out on Saturday and Sunday, and I was in a huge field on Saturday. I was saying to Dave, a guy I went to school with 35 years ago, I haven't seen him for years, just messaged me and said, "Are you into metal detecting?" I understand, Adrian. I went, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, I want to take it up, blah, blah, blah." Then him an Equinox, first day out, and he's got quite a stressful job. He works from home, you don't get out much. And I just saw him standing in the middle of this field going like that. He was loving it. And he found a hammered as well on his first time out, and I was so pleased for him.
It is, and it's brilliant to see him do it, especially, it's normally when they first start, they don't know what they're digging, so they're digging everything. And I think the more and more we get to know our machines, and we're not digging this, and we know some targets that we do dig, you think, is it iffy, would I normally dig it, would I not dig it? Depends what kind of day you have them. But because they dig everything, every pip, squeak, bang, whistle in there, that's when they're normally quite, as you said, quite lucky. You can just go, hey, I'm going to listen for anything. And as you said, the winner went a chicken dinner. I mean, there was a guy, who was I talking to? I think it was the UK History Finders dig about a month ago. And there was a guy who literally just started on it. And I think within 4 weeks of detecting, he'd found gold hammered, denarii, normal hammered, and something else. So 4 of the actually bucket lists. If you were going to make a bucket list of, I don't know, 100 things what you'd like.
I just got to have to interrupt you there and call him a shit house.
All right. Do you know who he is?
I found none of them. Not found any of them.
No. But I think the rewards that are there if people are lucky and fortunate to find them. But you got people who've been detecting for 20, 30 years I've spoken to who've never found a hammered or a crotal bell. And they're still gold, well, Dave, but they still, it's not all about that, because otherwise they wouldn't still be doing it. A bit like fishing, really, eating fish all day long, not catching a thing. But
how many times have you say? And there's an old saying what my dad used to say: you pay your money, you take your chances. It depends, as you said. Hard work is hard work, and sometimes when you've been away detecting and you have not party for the weekend, but you've called up with friends from. I mean, as you said, everybody gets together like Stop and Go Digging and all the guys from UK History Finders and whatever. And sometimes it can be inexpensive, but an awesome weekend. It's about making them memories. And as you said, and it's about walking. If you do come home with a little bit of silver, even if it's and I love a bullhead. Who doesn't love a bullhead shilling? You know what I mean? I don't know anybody in the tech world who doesn't have a bullhead shilling. And if you didn't come back with that, but if you don't and you come back and all you can take is memories, because we know that, guys, we're coming nothing, we're going with nothing. And this is the thing, and I want to ask you the question as well. So all your fines for your detecting thing, what you going to do with them at the end? Because we can't take them with us. You know what I'm going to do with mine? I'm going to bury them in one big pot.
I've got 2 kids, and daughter's sort of interested in detecting at the moment. Started like dabbling in it. Son's not interested, but he's too busy drinking and seeing girls and stuff, which is fine at his age. But
can I just interrupt? Shit house.
Yes. When I am gone, there's going to be all my fines. They're going to have to split them. And I went through this. My dad passed away nearly 2 years ago, and he used to do detecting. He's got a lot of coins.
Okay.
And me and my brother, it was like, who has the Romans, who has the Hammards, and it was sad, but we split it up. But we're both interested in them, so I've got all that plus mine, and I'm like, I can give it to the kids, but the kids might not be interested, but they'll keep it because it was dad's. They might have a son who's a crackhead who ends up nicking it all and selling it down a shop for like 20 quid, or that it gets stolen or whatever. And it's putting it in a pot and burying it is probably a good idea, I think. I quite like that.
And I'd make sure it was a pot, like, you know, when you said, you go, it's a tin can. And I wonder if people dig it, then all of a sudden it's one of them noises when, you know, go, and there's a bit of a story. We went to Texas on Sunday, and we come across this cornfield, and nowhere of light. It must have been either a car boot seal for 50, 60 years, or where we were finding pre-decimal, but mostly past 1974 coins. And me and my best mate, Sid, he's got Equinox 800 now, he's using the Days 2. And we were playing guest and target before we could dig it. So you went over to both machines, and what do you call it? Then you'd see, but if he got it right, he would get it. But if you got it right, you would get it. So whoever found the target got the first answer. So if I knew it was bang, bang, 65 on a Days 2, on that time I failed to ring pull all day long. So I really wanted it. So we was giggling so hard because I went 20 pence, and he went, that's not a 20 pence. You know exactly what that is. Well, of course you do, don't you? As you said, when you've dug that many, you know exactly what your numbers are if you know your machine. And we had such a giggle doing it, and that's part of it. As you said, having that interaction with other people were like-minded, and it's great to see. And you said the amount of people that we meet and all these rallies are just awesome. Hey, happy days. Happy hunting.
Where are you based, Chris?
We're based in Cornwall.
All right.
So, yeah, beautiful part of the world.
The accents obviously threw me somewhat.
A lot of people say that. From Cornish born and bred. Hi. Newcastle originally a long, long time ago, and I moved away from the northeast. But that is originally home. And as you said, the Geordie accent is sometimes I have to just go, Kristen, slow down a bit. Okay, then. As you said, it's yeah. I now live in Cornwall.
We'll get Scotty B on. Not for him to translate Chris. Get Chris to translate Scotty B.
I like Scotty, bless him. He said I've seen him at RCM last year, but yeah, it's good. I mean, he does north of the Tyne, isn't it? So yeah, cool. No, I think Scotty's got a slightly stronger accent than mine.
Just a little bit.
West.
Plus, because he's so tiny, he squeaks a lot as well.
Yeah, he's probably in bed now. Actually, he's probably in bed now, isn't he, Dave?
Oh yeah, I've
got school tomorrow. Yeah,
tomorrow. I've seen it.
Yeah, I think because he's got school, he's got to be up early, and so he's normally up late Friday nights. But he's a good lad. He's a good lad. But he texts and messages how he speaks.
In Geordie.
Yeah, and you have to read it in a Geordie accent, don't you, Dave, to understand it? Yeah.
You know what? I do laugh. Have you ever seen that sketch with Jimmy Carr teaching Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek, the Geordie accent? And
Salma.
5 words. So there's the first one's roller coaster, pooper scooper. Oh, what is it? Roller coaster, pooper scooper, oompa loompa, and then at the end, Kawasaki. But you've got, as you said, in watching these trying to Antonio Banderas speaking in a Geordie accent, it's just absolutely horrible. Yeah, if anybody wants to say it, Jimmy Carr, it's top class. Like, as you said, but the Geordie accent is at 40 miles south of Newcastle. Nobody can understand you.
Meant to be the friendliest people in the country. Geordies,
and to be honest, as you said, I don't believe that. I believe every person's individual. So we get all the people who were not so friendly up there as well, but majority of them are. And I've met friendly people from all over the country. So to be honest, as you said, it's about who you surround yourself with. As you said, if you're kind enough and you said, just do what you can in the time that you can do it. It's like what we do with Grim Sweepers. I mean, as you said, we're a community interest company and it's non-for-profit. So it's a bit like yourself, as it comes out with your own pocket. As I said, there's only so much we can do and so many limited funds. But you know that exactly with the right support, we could do so much better. So this is the thing. Why don't we all get together as a technical today and say, well, actually, what do we want? Because there's loads of different everybody. There's no one true voice, is there? You know what I mean?
No. Well, it's you're right. But you're definitely right about the good news and the bad news, because I think I said this on the show a few weeks ago. You got Rodney Cook that's raised like, what is it, 84 grand or something?
Brilliant.
And that's massive, huge. And that's 84 grand. I think it's nearly $250,000 in total since it originally started. But yet you'll get that trumps on the news because a Nighthawker was found in a forest in sort of North Scotland, and
we've had it again this week, Adrian, with the Nighthawkers all there and out there, all over again.
Yeah, they love it, don't they? The police and it's a bad thing, but at the same time, like Chris was saying, there's so much good that goes in the hobby. The money that was raised, Mark Becker last week about Detectival, the money they raised, and and the mental health side, and also
Just Detect, all of these, kudos, history hunters, all of these digs that are going on, all raising funds, and then there's the ones that you don't hear about. I shared a post last week. It was in a local newspaper, like Tamworth local newspaper. That was really, really poor quality idea I had then of a newspaper. And they'd put in a local dig organizer. He'd raised, I don't know, £400, but
it's awesome.
It's still not to be sniffed at.
Hey, and this is the thing. The guys that we've read. So obviously we know Gary at Rodney Cook. We were part of it. We sponsored the gator between Stop Wishing Go Dig, Sly Webber, and Grim Sweepers, just so we could have an extra gator for people to get around. So my partner's Lady Liz. So what do you call it? She said her and she can get backwards and forwards, and everybody can who needs it. And as you said, if you went to Rodney Cook, how far field 17 was or field 31? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a canny old trek to walk. So spending that little bit of money and helping Gary, as you said, organise the awesome event. And this is how everybody pulls together. And as you said, people go, it's awesome, but it's not. It's the whole collective of all of us of joining in and supporting them, whether it's attending a dig or just chucking in a fiver or what we can afford. And if you can't afford, it's just that obviously the moral support that keeps us going. You know what I mean? Because we know that we are changing people's lives. It is working, but as you said, and it's got to start somewhere, and it's got to start on that foundation of, as you said, kindness costs nothing. As you said, and you do as much as you can the time that you can do it. You can. If you can't, you can't. But as you said, when you do support the likes of Rodney Cook and even the guys at Joan Allen, Luke and all the team, and to be honest, I taught Zoe from Joan Allen how to detect. She turned up with a mine lab with a coil on inside out. I was just like, that's not going to work very well, is it? But as you said, we make excellent friends, and as you said with yourself, it's such a massive hobby that we do, and we'll meet everybody from different walks and different backgrounds. And as you said, we're talking about mental health. I don't think there's one detectorist I don't know that's gone through is some kind of something in their life that's affected them, whether mentally, physically, or whatever else. And detecting sometimes is used as an escape. I know it was for me dad. I've talked to him intensely about it. Said even now at 70, and I don't know if Derek Hall is watching, but he said he was the inspiration for me getting into detecting, and he gets out as much as he can and when he can. So hey, let's go. And I said, when I was speaking to someone yesterday at work, and she says, Chris, what do you do? I says, well, I do a bit of swinging and I'm a gold digger. Doesn't sound right for metal detection, really, does it? It's quite good, and it's the fun
Yeah.
side of it. As you said, you know, that when you do come home with the goodies or your first bit of silver stuff, then hey, you know, the hard work's paid off, guys. But you know exactly how rewarding it can be, and you go, well, as you said, it's a bit like life. Sometimes you pay the money and take your chances and go with your best foot forward.
Yeah, definitely. So, Chris, do you record your journey and what you do? Have you got a YouTube channel or anything?
No, I haven't, to be honest. And at least one of the things that technology and me aren't exactly fantastic. And I heard you talking about podcasts. I've got a really good friend of mine called Shane Solomon. He runs a Cornwall channel in Cornwall, but he does podcasts in and around the UK, and he's absolutely awesome. I've done a couple for him. So I'll send you the link and you can speak to him. And he just said, you know, I'll give you a bit of an idea, because he said the information or the advice will be free. He's an awesome guy. He said he runs the Cornwall channel down here. So anybody's interested, have a look. He said that's who done our Grim Sweepers video on our website. And he's a really nice guy. So if you can help as much as you can, as you said, get the podcast. This is being locked up for 2 years was really, really hard for everybody. You know what I mean? It was like being grounded. He said you couldn't go out, you couldn't do this. And to be honest, it's a bittersweet pill now when, as you said, my brother caught COVID about a month ago and he was still told to go into work, where at one point we were like lepers and you couldn't go out and do whatever. And now it's like, oh, well, you can go to work. But that in between that, it's affected so many people's lives, not just physically, but mentally, that you think, hang on a minute, we'll be taken for a ride here. Instead of, you know, 1 minute we're wearing masks and not going out and doing as much as we possibly can. Now the next minute you're saying, yeah, if you got COVID, you're out of work.
Yeah. Well, at my place, you got to take 5 days off.
Which is understandable, which is what should be happening, really.
Well, how did it affect you, obviously, taking people out in lockdown? We couldn't detect. No. So what? And were you in your van then, in your camper van?
No. So part of my story is that, as you said, I was HGV driver by trade and a retail manager. As you said, I come out of school and went straight into retail. As you said, I wasn't academically brilliant, but as you said, I knew that my hands and my energies and my passion of things I enjoyed, then I would sort of get around. So in the retail I went and I stayed there, and as you do, work your way up to middle management and senior management, and go, I've had enough of this, I'm knackered. So then I changed and I thought, what's an easy job? Sitting down's an easy job. All right, then I'll become an HGV driver. So I'll become an HGV driver. And I've done that for a few years. And then I got to the point of where I was driving one of the fleet wagons, or, well, the mascot for the Biff of Cornwall, called Winston, and he was a 26.5-ton full gauge Mercedes, 250 grand worth. So when people used to ask, Chris, what do you drive? I said, 250 grand, mate. Do you? I hadn't done that. Was a bin wagon.
Chris, tell us about the Man Down thing that you do.
So Man Down Cornwall is a place where men can go and talk about their mental health. So I'm a facilitator for them. It's been going about 3 years. It was started by a barber and his mate, Brad Osman, and Ross Jackson Hicks. And it's a place in Cornwall. Suicide in Cornwall within men is this probably, well, it could be the highest or the second highest in the UK. It is absolutely horrendous. I think we worked out it's silly statistics. So, and there was no place when all the pubs closed. There was no place where we men could go talk about it, even if it was over a pint or even a cup of tea. So they decided to open a venue in Truro, and it just blew up there. So for men's mental health, we can go there. It's non-judgmental. It's it's just amazing, because you can go there and just be you, and you don't have to talk. And it's a place that everybody should have on every street corner, is where we can talk about it, especially for men's mental health. We go through all these scenarios and things and every day, and it's to be honest, it's really, really hard being a man today, because most of our purpose has disappeared. If you go back in time, like we do when we're detecting whatever, as you said, and all we seem to do is, you said, it can be really, really tough. So having a place where you can just drop in and it's free, you don't have to pay anything. We take the guys away on retreats. Excuse me. And just give them that space where they can just go and talk about the mental health, because it is okay to talk about it. And there is a stigma there where all men don't talk. well, actually, are we going to start something now and just say, well, actually promote as much as we can, like we do for Grim Sweepers, as you said. You know, I know there's a place in Cornwall Council now, we're doing an orange button scheme which indicates that you're either a mental health first aid or you're assist trained, or you, like I am, and working for their company I do for Pentreath, is where people can come up to you and feel safe to come and talk to you. You know what I mean? Rather than people just, how many times does people judge a book by its cover? And everybody probably experienced it in the street or whatever else. But having that reassurance to go, and actually there is people there who, you know, we haven't got a magic one, but we can just talk about it. Even if it's just
and this says out loud things that we've said before. If you do have a problem, speak to someone. There's more people that you realise in this hobby itself who were there, like Chris, like Phil Fodder. You know, he asked people to. He always helped a lot of people to go and speak to them. Not just them, but there's many. Steve Newman. You know, all these people. Me, Adrian, talk to us.
Same as me. I'm always open, guys. All you got to do is, you said, my number's on my website. If you want to talk at any single time, and
Adrian,
all confidence.
Do you realise Chris is something of a novelty tonight? He's a first timer, not just on the show, but for something else. He's the first person who's probably lying in bed as he does the show. He can lie in bed on the show.
Oh,
I'm lying in bed, but if I move the camera around, that's, as you said, hang on a minute.
Oh, look at that seat, Dave.
He sleeps in a cupboard.
I tell you.
What type of van is it, Chris?
It's Gleneagle Auto Cruise 2008, 2-berth, and it's got a big toilet, a shower, and hey, I mean, I know I don't like swearing, but I'm happy as a pig in shit.
Yeah, I would be.
And it's the choice, guys. I mean, we've got so much pressures about, and I understand when you've got children and you've got to provide, and it's a tough world we live in there. But like I said, it's not getting easy, guys, is it? And we see it every day.
I just think a camper van, it's like every man's dream, I think, to have a camper van, and especially in our hobby, you can rock up at rally. You know, everyone else is sort of like queuing up for the portaloos and stuff, and you've got it all there. You've got your own bed, you've got your cooker, you've got your fridge, you've got your toilet. Oh, it's just. But where do you park? Have you got regular places you park?
Yeah,
or?
I mean, to be honest, I'm on it's called a seasonal pitch, and I'm allowed. I'm here about 8 or 9 miles outside the UK. I stay here for 11 months of the year. I pay ground rent, but it's you said it's a fraction of what a mortgage would be, especially if a house in Cornwall. I mean, that's if you can get a house in Cornwall. But as you said, you know, yeah, and my girlfriend works from home, which is ideal. So we've got internet and everything else, so it's ideal. And it's a bit like that. We've at 8:30 in the morning. Bye, lovely. See you soon. And I'm off a go. And he said within Pentreath, I'm in and around the public from as far down as Penzance and St. Just as far over to Falmouth. He said seeing clients every day as a peer support worker, just help them any way that I can. And he said sometimes it's just about what we're doing here, guys. It's just sitting talking about it. And it's just, you know, when you can do that. And it's amazing, as like I said when I was mentioning lockdown earlier on, it's amazing how good it can actually do. Just having a conversation, or I said having a laugh, having a giggle. He said spending time with quality friends. And as you said, you know, if somebody finds something, you go, oh, I'll hit you with a spade next time. We always have to tell me dad all the time.
You wouldn't believe this when you're talking about what we're talking about, but I've just had a message. I'm a union rep where I work, and my opposite on night shift just messaged me, and it mirrors basically what we're talking about now, to be fair. So I was a bit at that then. So anyway, Chris, we've got our next guest. It's going to be joining us. I've sent him the link. I'm just waiting for him to appear. There's going to be a massive thing where Adrian's got the most hair on the show, definitely tonight.
Yeah, we're a little bit short tonight, guys, but hey.
For a change? Yeah, for a change.
I know,
yeah. Give me some.
Oh, it's like you've got a Mohican and everything going on.
Yeah, I'm getting a haircut actually. Getting a haircut.
Yeah, mine's coming
What
up.
day is it? Thursday.
Mine's going back to Chris style tomorrow.
Yeah. To be honest, as you said, I use one of them razors and just go every couple of days. Yeah, it's like a mini lawnmower. Thanks very much. That'll do me lovely.
Yeah.
Chris, where can people find out more about yourself, the Grim Sweeper, and what you do, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, as you said, I love to speak to people. And as you said, you know, we help as much as we can. We're on grimsweepers.co.uk. We, as you said, we help within the NHS. And as you said, if anybody's wants to or has even tried or thinking the aunties, uncles, grandmas, dogs wants to try detecting, wants to do it, hey, kindness costs nothing, like I said. So as you said, get in touch with us. Can I just mention we are doing an event in February, which is going to be an event to help raise funds for Grim Sweepers and Man Down. We're going to get Josh Kerno from X Factor 2016. Well, I met him last week, so he said he would come and he wants a little bit of a detect and a bit of a sing song and stuff.
X what now?
Is it X Factor or Britain's Got Talent? One of them. But Josh Kerno anyway, so he's going to come along and do a bit of detecting. So we're going to do an event to raise a bit of money in February. We are going to have a look at doing a mental health first aid course for the detecting fraternity. So I've spoke to the guys at Just Detecting, the admin Ali Moffat, who works for Pentreath as well. She is a mental health first aid trainer. So we're looking for people who sort of run clubs and go, you know, has your club got a mental health first aider? Well, if they haven't, or you'd like to be, I think for the cost of the materials, I think it's about 30 quid. And the training's sort of free. But it raises obviously mental health and everything within the detecting fraternity and give more people the opportunity to talk about it. And as you said, you know, the more we can understand about it, the more that we can support as detectorists, and why not? I mean, as you said,
hello to Ali as well. She's watching the show tonight. She's in the chat room. So
yeah, Ali's awesome. She is.
So obviously, if you want to find out more, grimsweepers.co.uk. I think that's right. And you can find out more from there.
Top man, Chris. Top man. Good stuff.
Where is he?
Can I just David, I've just got to quickly go at the door. Hold on.
He's going to the door. This is new. You're in bed watching the show. He's going to the door. This is all brand new. Well, Chris, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for giving me a shout out to come on the show. In regards to your event in February, if you want to come on the show again to discuss that, promote it a little bit more, give me a shout nearer the time, and obviously we'll get you back on, and we can don't tell Adrian what we've just said.
All right then.
Sorry.
Yeah, give us a shout nearer the time. We'll get you back on the show. Do a full night, and obviously get all the information out about the events and. Hopefully, you get a good turnout from viewers for the show.
And this is the thing, guys. And as you said, we were talking about that earlier on. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a lot to make a change, and it's the simplest things what make the biggest change. As you said, sometimes it said, you know, like you said before, 100 times, kindness costs nothing. But hey, thanks for your support. You just keep rocking a great show, and catch up with you shortly.
Much appreciated.
Thanks, Chris.
Chris, it's been a pleasure meeting you, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care, mate.
No worries, Andrew. Cheers, guys.
Good night. Ta-da. What a nice chap.
He was. He was a lovely man, and he spoke. He did like talking, which is nice. Grim Sweepers.
Yeah. Some people, you know, he just, you know, Scotty B. He just comes on. He just doesn't say a word.
No, it's very quiet. I forgot to ask, why is he called Grim Sweeper?
Because it's like the Grim Reaper, but it sounds cool. Sweeping, as in we sweep, metal detecting. There's another Grim Sweeper, if I'm correct, metal detectorist as well.
That's what I thought. With the there is Grim's.
I think he's got a beard.
No,
he was a detector.
That's Grim. No, that's
Grim Bleeper.
That's it. Grim. Chris Rogers knows him. He came on the show. Grim Bleeper.
Yes,
he's a nice guy. Do you know I don't think we've had one person who I didn't enjoy on the show, and you second that. They weren't a
Do I?
detectorist.
Do I?
Yeah, no, it was.
No,
I
agree.
That we had to cut them off because they said
We've
something.
had somebody come on the show that we had to delete the entire show from history. It doesn't exist anymore.
No,
That's about it.
There was a person who basically said we were all thieves on the show. Do you remember? There was someone. It was
yes.
Someone 2 years ago who said that 70% of detectorists are thieves. And I was like, I thought I've got to be professional here, and he went, didn't he? Yes, he won't be coming back on.
Yes, he did. We've got an image that was sent to me before just to show you. Phil Fodder today had his first gold.
Oh, top man. Oh, lovely. Oh, that's so good for him. He's had a bad year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Bad year. So there he is. That's his first gold. I asked him if he'd done the gold dance. He said he did. Oh, where's that come from? What's that? Yeah. Who's that detecting there?
Some mincer.
There's the other side of it.
Oh, lovely.
So he said he'd done the gold dance. I said, have you got a video? And he said, you'll have to go on the onto the Dig Life Facebook page. And I've not had a chance. So well done, Fods.
Yeah,
and
top man. Lovely.
You can come on and do a gold dance in the near future. Our next guest's here now, I think. Yes, he's there.
Is it he?
Yes.
Give me a clue. Give me a clue.
Remember before saying that they've got less hair than you? That doesn't give it away that it's probably going to be a male. When I said tonight on the show, you've got the most hair. I'm not going to give you the clue. I'm just going to go, boom!
Oh, God, he's...
Hang on,
He's stalking me. He phoned me up last night. He phoned me up the night before. He messaged me. He's stalking me.
I'd like to put another camera on because the other one's gone shit.
Steve's off.
It's like a carry on thing, isn't it? It's like carry on detecting. Oh, he's got his RCM.
Carry on detecting.
Actually, that's a good. Oh,
hang on. I've had to put another camera on here because the other one's gone crap on me.
I think he's watching us as well at the same time because he's got loads of.
Well, how come so much feedback?
Because you're watching us. Turn the volume down.
Right, so how do I get rid of that?
Turn your volume down.
Turn the what? So how do I get rid of that?
Volume down.
No, he's turned his mic off now.
He's turned his mic off.
I think.
Right.
There you are. He's back.
Have you got Steve? Have you got a YouTube video playing or Facebook?
There you are. He's back.
Have you got a Steve? Have you got a YouTube video playing or Facebook?
No.
Anyway, Steve, how are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, I can hear you all right. Yeah.
I can hear you all right. Just several other people as well that are us.
Nah, this is all backwards. What's happening here?
You've got the show open somewhere on your computer. Oh,
he's gone. He didn't like us.
He bless him. He phoned me last night and the night before, asking me some questions, and we were talking about the Manticore actually. And Steve's got some really good points. He's been detecting for years. He's got some really good points on the Manticore. When he comes back on, we'll ask him. He's some things that they've missed potentially. I know it's still in development and it will hopefully be out next month, but is some very good things. But I don't know if the Commodore 64 has a mouse, does it? That's probably why he's struggling. He's probably trying to
mouse. It's got a little cage with a mouse in it.
Oh,
I've just sent you a message as well explaining what I was on about a minute ago.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, Brian. Hello, Brian. Good evening. Is in the chat.
Hiya, Brian. There he is.
Oh, dear.
Oh, lovely chap, Brian. Now, dear. Steve's back, but it said device not connected. So I don't know what he's done. So I can't even bring him on screen because he's not connected.
Fax him. That's nice having Steve on
Steve,
tonight.
if you're watching, it says you need to connect your mic or camera before we can add you to the screen.
He did so well last time, didn't he?
He did awesome last time.
Yeah,
and then said about birds and nuts and
oh
things.
gosh, was that show?
No, I kept it I just kept that for prosperity. Oh, I just need to explain something as well, Adrian. So we've been streaming the show now via the Big Detecting Show YouTube channel as well for the past few weeks, as well as Peaky Finders. Now, we keep getting copyright claims, which is obviously from one of the adverts at the start of the show. So every week, I'm taking. He's just took himself. He come back on and disappeared again. I can't remember what I'm on about anymore.
Father Phil's in there. He's here in the chat. Well done, Phil. On the go.
Well done, Phil. Anyway, so we keep getting copyright claims. So I'm just changing the adverts every week, taking one out, so I can find out exactly what the copyright claim is, and then we can obviously contact the person whose advert it is and alter it. Yes.
It's not the countdown, is it, for the show?
No, because I've changed the countdown.
Oh.
And it's not Peaky Finders, which I thought it might be, because it's got that brief hint of the Peaky Blinders at the start of it. It's not even that. It's not. It's not Knox and Macro.
No, maybe it's our voice. Maybe they think we're probably professional singer or something like.
I don't think we're professional. Professional.
Can't even know.
What time is it? Professional piss artist. I can say it now.
You could be Buster Blood Vessel. They might think you're singing him.
No, so Buster Blood Vessel's coming on it. He's back again.
Now what's happening?
That's better.
That's it. That's it. Oh no, it's not. Can't hear you, Steve.
I can hear him.
You can hear me 3 fields away. What are you talking about?
How are you, young man?
You all right?
I'm all right. Are you?
Yes.
Good.
I need to hear me. Fat the piss, wouldn't you? I've got it's fodder. That's fodder. It's my fodder.
Don't whatever you do, call fodder what you would normally call him, please. Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Why? There's nothing dirty about that, is there?
Steve, we know who you are, but for people watching tonight and any new people, just give a brief, not your past history and what you've done, but related to metal detecting. How long have you been detected? Why did you do it?
40 years, and I'll do it for that. To stop me going over the edge. That's why that is called metal detecting madness. Yeah, because that's what it is to me in there. It's madness and it's therapy for me. It's the best therapy. It's the only therapy I've got in life.
Mm. And that just hit into exactly what Carl's just been saying previously.
Yeah,
Chris.
What he says is true. You know, it's
Chris, not Carl. Chris.
It keeps a lot of people from hanging out of a tree. You know, I've known it to stop people from hanging out of a tree. You know, and that's what it does.
Tell us about your necklace, I call it, chain. How's that been made?
Out of cracked silver, yeah. Pieces. I've got another bit being made now, right now, look. Right. This is, so know that metal detector I had? Right. I've got a CTX, a 5-ounce CTX made out of, Sydney made it.
Isn't that lovely? Sid Perry?
Sid made that for me. Right?
Isn't he bloody talented, then?
I've got all the bits for it here. All I've got to do is I've got to have it stitched together. I've made all the bits to coil up. Yeah.
Wow. Brilliant.
And the rest of the 30-30, and it's exactly the same as the 30-30. Yeah. All the battery on the back and everything, yeah. Sid made made that for me and moulded it, yeah?
That is amazing.
And
Isn't it?
on there, that bit goes on there like that. That's got the arm cup on it and that, yeah? And that all goes there like that, yeah?
That's ace.
Lovely.
Fair play, Sted.
And that's going to go on there, yeah? It's going to be welded together like that. That's going to be welded together like that, and it's going to dangle off of that, yeah? I'm going to get that hooked up onto that, yeah?
You watch your nipples with that, mate.
Well,
I'll be
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Don't want any sharp edges cutting that, do we?
I know.
Yeah, he gets that in there, doesn't he?
Hey?
Steve, me and you were talking, not last night, night before, and you came up with some valid points of the Manticore that you feel, little areas you felt it was missing. Do you want to tell people?
The mental core, right?
Yeah.
The stem, it should have had a stem that's triangular shaped like 30-30 to stop it swiveling. The stem on that 30-30 was the one that on any other metal detector that I've ever known. I've never seen a stem that stood up to time like that 30-30 is. It's got a diamond shaped stem on it, yeah?
Like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it had a diamond shaped on it, yeah? And that stopped that bottom ever moving. I had one of these, and that stem never moved in 12 years it never moved in 12 years that I had it. That part of it with the coil.
Are you talking about the shaft?
Yeah, you little show off, didn't you? Yeah, I'm talking about the shaft, yeah? Right? The shaft is like triangular shaped, yeah? And that stopped that head ever moving, right? Now, on that thing I've got there, I don't know if you see that, yeah? On this thing here, it's got a flimsy stem on it. Whereas where they're charging 1,800 quid or whatever for that no mental core, it should have had a shaft on it like a CTX. They've gone out of their way to make a nice carbon fibre shaft on it, but I've got a carbon fibre shaft for that one, and it's like a fishing rod. It's like detecting with a roach pole in your hand.
Let me. I'm just going to stop a second. Tidy treasure hunter, Steve Pettican. Question for Stephen. You are Stephen. Who's Stephen?
Eh?
Cool. Steve. Yeah, go on.
Oh,
he's being
Steve,
polite.
You're Stephen.
Eh?
That silver coin he gave you, was it any good to go into your thinking? How many links will it make? Steve Pettican, Tidy Treasure Hunter.
He done look to me.
Give you a coin.
Detectable. No, he doesn't say. Oh, Rodney Cook. He gave you a silver coin at Rodney Cook.
I've just done a total tired thing there, haven't I?
Was it me? I gave him a silver coin, didn't I?
He didn't give me one. Why am I the only one missing out?
No, you gave me a coin.
Someone at Gary Cook's rally come up to me and gave me a big silver chain. Yeah, a big silver.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, chain. Yes, chain. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought it said coin. You missed the H out.
Right.
Sorry, Pat.
Right, I use this to melt down and make these things. I use that silver that people give me that and what I dig up to make these things like that, right? But I might as well plead guilty to it now. That chain that you gave me, it was so nice and it was really heavy in that, right? I gave it to one of the organisers of the I gave it to John's daughter as a gift, yeah, because she liked it. It only had a link busted on it, right, and it was a nice big silver chain. But I gifted it to a woman that that was one of Gary Cook's rally. I gifted it to John's daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, you know who he's on about. The one who's on the booking in next to Carol.
Yes.
Yeah, you know the one I mean, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. See, I gave it to her, right? So, because she liked it, and it was a pity to destroy it. It was a lovely thing. It was a lovely chain. It was a nice heavy chain. It was really heavy, a few ounces, probably about 5 or 6 ounces. It was, but I didn't want to destroy it. She liked it, and she'd done me a favour there.
No, that's nice.
So
And that's honest of you, Steve. He's just said. He said that's okay. It was a beach find, so
yeah, that's it. But thank you for the fella that gave it to me. I appreciate what he done, and I'll never forget it. You know, he's one of the, he would come up to me out of nowhere, that bloke, right, and gave me that, and he said that he's been saving it for me until he saw me at the rally, and it was such a lovely thing for someone to do, right? When he come up to me and give me that, it was a nice thing to do. But when that woman does a lot for that charity, right? She does a lot for that charity, and I couldn't when I said showed her it and said what I was going to do with it, I couldn't say no to her. So I gave it, and she's had it fixed so she can wear it around her neck, and she will do. She's a nice lady, and she. Yeah,
no, that's good of her.
Does look lovely.
That's good of you. Very good, isn't it?
To me, yeah. Appreciate that, mate, and you know, I like that what you've done for me. Well, I'll never forget it, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, top man. Very nice.
Well,
so Steve, what? So you've got the Equinox now, haven't you? And you're loving it. You're loving it, aren't you? What are you liking about it?
That Equinox is all right. When I use that 3030 since the day they came out, right? Everything that's in that 3030 is on that Equinox. It's just the Equinox light. It's a lot more manual. But that Equinox is good. I've been doing all right with it. The only thing is it's a epoxy thing. Like, you know, you don't want to hit it up against a blade of grass that's snapping off. Yeah, so that's what I've got to watch. You know, everything else. But I haven't had no trouble. It ain't busted or nothing like that. And well, I've been used to that 3030 for 12 years or whatever long I've had it. When I smash that through that stalks and things like that 3030, you can beat it through because of this coil stem on it. You can smash it through anything, yeah. So when I get hold of this little flimsy little thing I've got behind me, I have to watch it that I don't wrap it up the lamppost, hit it in a brick or anything like that. I'll snap it off. But it's a lovely thing. I like it, and I've been doing all right with me. My friend Brill Cream on here, he's been showing me how to use it, and I've been learning a lot from it, you know.
Have you found what's your best find with it since you've had it?
I don't know. I've been finding them, no. You know, I've been getting a few of them now and then, you know.
Dave, go on, do it again, Steve.
Right? I've been finding a few of them with it.
Bit of gold. Is that stater? Oh, sovereign.
I've had a few other ones with it. It's been good to me. I've had, do you know, a little while back when all the houses burnt down and that, look, that's what them sovereigns look like when they're melted down. In that fire, so when all the houses got burnt and all that cornfields got set alight a couple of months ago,
yeah.
Right, in that heat wave, that's what them sovereigns look like when they've been in that fire. Yeah. That's what they look like. They come out the ground like that now when they've been melted.
I drove that field that you went in. We won't say where it is, but I drive past that every day. How did you get in that field? Because I've never seen anyone detecting that. No, but my friend Brill Cream, right? He got me in there. Right, he had permission to do them fields, and he got me in there. He done a good deed for me and got me on there, and everyone's a winner. We all had them. We've had loads of them between us.
our little team of bit squad has been out spanking them out, them yellow ones. But we've been getting them, get all different varieties and melted down ones and everything.
You know? I think you detect all over the place, don't you, Steve? All over the country.
I get everywhere I can. Yeah, anywhere and everywhere I can. I know loads of people that take me on their land and that, and they look after me. You know, I've had a little bit of a downturn lately, but underneath every rock there's some sort of insect. Yeah, so I'll pick the rocks up when I've got nowhere to go. You know, something will be under there. Look what I've got here. I want to show you something here now, right?
Please, not a gun. Please,
it's got to be a body. It's a body.
Yeah,
it's a gun. It's a gun.
Oh, look at that.
Right, look at this. Right, hang on. Let me get my glasses on because I can't actually see. Oh, sorry. Right.
For those watching, the safes in the background are ones Steve used to crack.
Right,
if I'm right.
Right. Wayne Rowlands on here, right? Made this for me. Look at this lovely thing.
Lovely time.
He makes these, and we have lovely. Look what he made for me.
It's beautiful.
That is fantastic. Yeah. Wait.
Look, it's a lovely, beautiful thing, right? Look, he makes all these out of hardwood and that for me. He's made me a couple of them, right? And he makes these bespoke boxes, yeah? He's been blown up in a war and that. Well, he's been out in Afghanistan and he's had a skinful out there, like they've done him in and sent him back to cripple. But this is what he makes, yeah? He's on here now. He's on the side here on here now, right?
Yes, we've had him on the show. Top bloke, and he showed us his gadgets.
He made that for me, right? And he's a diamond of a bloke, yeah? He makes wonderful things. I had to say that because he made that for me. Yeah, he's a lovely bloke. Yeah.
He's a nice guy, Wayne. He's been on the show, and look him up on.
He had a skinful from Afghanistan or wherever he went to war. Yeah, all for us. Yeah, and they sent him back to cripple, and he's has to fight it. Yeah, and he's done him in there and all. You know.
Yeah.
Lovely man.
Yeah, top man. He was on the show, and I don't think he's got a website. Is he, Dave? His Facebook page, Wayne Rowlands.
Right, yeah.
His name's Wayne Rowlands. Yeah. Anybody wants to get in touch with him, all they got to do, come find me, and I'll give him his address or whatever.
Wayne, if you're still watching, put in the chat room how people can look at your products, and we'll give it a shout out now.
He's a lovely man.
Lovely stuff he makes as well. All
Absolutely.
handmade. And it's
Steve,
not dear.
Steve, can I ask a question?
I've got it.
I'm have to zoom in again here.
Rodney Cook.
Look what I got.
Not nice.
Yeah. Right.
Now that was kindly donated by what's his name?
Well, that was the Adams family you were playing. So it's some of the Adams. Gomez Wednesday, Pugsley.
I think he's in the chat. But that was lovely. His
Facebook.
Nice.
Wayne's Facebook.
Nick Berry.
Nick Berry.
Sorry.
Wayne's website, the Facebook page is called Box It.
Yes, Box It. Nick Berry made that.
I'll donate that to you if you want, right? And you can put it back out there for the good cause it come from. Yeah.
That's lovely of you, Steve.
Listen,
that's nice of you, Steve.
When I see you Sunday, Adrian, right? I'll donate that to you, right? And you can do whatever you please with it, as long as it goes back into where it came from. Long as whatever comes out of it.
Money.
Well, we've got a free prize draw for the show followers who sign up to the Big Detecting Show newsletter. We've got a free prize draw to everybody who signed up to newsletter. So that'll be going, if it's all right with you, as a prize.
Well, we could auction it. We could auction it.
Look, you can do whatever you please. You do whatever you please. It's all on a lovely stand and everything, yeah? I'll donate that to the big detecting show, and then you do whatever you please with it. Yeah. All right.
Shall we auction it? We've never done anything like that before.
Yeah, we could do.
It's a lovely thing. Look at that for a brooch. You've never seen one like it, have you? It's got a
I'll tell you
ruby in
what.
the
Steve's, that's good. We could have one night. We could have an auction.
And do you know, should we? You know, I was about to say, should we get Gregory to come on and do it?
He was so good at Steve at Rodney Cook.
Yeah.
He was well. He does it for a job.
You can do it. It's up to you, can't you? You know, do it by computer or whatever. But look at that. Yeah, beautiful thing. Yeah.
That's very kind of you, because I know you paid for that, Steve. That was auction, wasn't it, at Rodney Cook?
I bought this at an auction, right? I don't know. Should I say how much I paid for it? I don't know. You know.
Same.
I
love the way he's just still trying to make it hover.
I paid peanuts for what it was worth. Yeah, I paid peanuts for it, but it should have made a lot more. I'll give 250 quid for it, right? But I would have gave 5 for it. If the bidding would have went up to 5, I would have gave 5 for it. Yeah. So it's not about it makes whatever it makes, and it weren't about the money. Yeah.
Your prime example.
Seeing it's your idea, Steve, you get to choose the charity that any money is raised goes to. All right.
If any money's raised from it and has to go in, it's got to go back there.
That's fine. Rodney Cook it is.
Rodney Cook.
It's got to go back to the RMC, yeah?
Yeah, no problem at all.
You know?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Or you do what you please with it, yeah?
No, you want it to go to RCM. You want to go to RCM, it go to... Because actually, the night that we're doing that competition, if we could do a solo thing for that auction on the 3rd of November, John and Gary from the RCM are coming on the show anyway, so that ties in quite nicely.
Yeah, that's good, actually.
I'll give that to you and you do whatever you please with it, yeah?
What about days? What? I'll tell you what we could...
This, look, it reminds me of my next door neighbour. My daughter made with that. So what's the matter with you?
I love meeting Steve because it's like going back in the 70s.
Is his name Steve or is it Alf Garnett?
Look. I just dabbed that out last week. Look.
What's that made out of? Brass. It's not gold, obviously. Bronze. Yeah.
Bronze. Yeah.
Bloody hell. How heavy is that, Steve?
About 5 kilos. Look at that. Look at the work into that. Look, that made lovely. I haven't shined it up for a few years. This came from a well-known auctioneer on here. Yeah, someone gave it to me a few years back. Lovely thing.
They gave it to you?
Yes.
Chris Rudd. That came from. Yeah.
Wow.
Fascinating.
Lovely thing.
You know what we should have, Dave? You know what we should have? For Rodney Cook, Steve doesn't realise how he's a lovely guy, and I know him, met him in the flesh, and I've been detecting with him. We should do for Rodney Cook a charity raffle, a day's detective with Steve, because believe you me, he's funny. He's got a lot to talk about, but you know the land, Steve. When we went out a few months ago, the pottery, you were telling me everything, and I think.
No, and I couldn't find them. I've got two of the Tudor bricks. I've got 2 of them. Right, I found 2 of them. Whole bricks. Do you know the little bricks I was talking about?
In the corner of the field.
Yeah, I found 2 whole ones. I couldn't find them just now. I've been looking for them. I put them aside for you. I got 2 of them. Right? I couldn't find them here earlier on. I was looking around. I can't find them. But I was going to be on here.
Steve was telling me where the bricks had come from, and he showed me a house, and I was like, wow, he's on PR tonight. But I think I'd raise a bit of money for detecting, a day detecting with Steve. That'd be quite funny, that would. But I haven't got one of them. I haven't got any. I don't get much sense, man. What's that one? What's that one?
Band of Brothers metal detecting.
Oh. 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 Yeah, got one of those. Yeah, very good. Yeah, so much stuff. Yeah. Anyway, what the hell? God, you're right, Dave.
Posh lemonade.
I
I got nothing else.
Has anyone got a question for Steve? Because it is a
No, we've only got 5 minutes of the show left, Adrian.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, spin the wheel, spin the coil.
No. Oh, spin the coil. Where are we?
Do you want me to do it, or you're?
I'm on there. Like a car bonnet.
He's not had it before. He's not had it. Steve, what's happened to your nose? You got a cut on. Oh, I shouldn't ask.
Listen, I was going to say don't ask about that. Look at my new dot. What are you talking about? That?
Yeah.
Or you look at the length of my shaft.
No, that.
That's a packet. That's a what's it named dot? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Hey, my daughter said it was.
Yeah. So yeah. Let's do
moving on quickly to spin the coil. Steve, I've got a question. If you don't mind me asking it, Metal Detecting Madness Facebook group. There's been a change there in the last week.
Yes. Since last night, I bought the other one for another one today. I'm not giving up the reasons. Yeah, I've got other reasons for that.
Yeah.
But all it is, basically, all I've done is from private to public. Yeah, because I want more. With the private group, I'll get everybody that goes on there that's joined it, and that they all know me. Every one of them know me. They don't join it because they don't know me. But in the public group, the outsiders are people that are just joining into metal detecting and that. Yeah, they're people. I've had a few of them today where they're brand new to the hobby and it's fresh. I'm getting fresh people up there that I don't know. I like new people. I like new people. Yeah, you know.
Well, let's spin the coil, Steve. Well, we've got a few minutes left, so let's ask you a random question. Would you prefer to find gold or old?
Oh, he's gone quiet.
Shut up. Has he been cut off? Because I can't see.
No, he's still there.
Gold.
Yeah. But listen, most of the gold I find is old anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a silly question, really.
Yeah, you have to think of that one, Adrian.
Yeah, it's the newest gold I've ever found, really. It's about 1900s or something like that. That's the newest gold I find, really. It's normally, you know, I've had a constant type.
This question, Adrian, it answers itself. Has Steve ever done a charitable deed?
Yes, I know.
I think life is a charitable deed.
I've done one or two charitable deeds, I suppose. I don't know.
Yes, you have. You've donated a lot of money to Rodney Kirk. People don't hear about it. People don't hear about what you do. You've got a lot of money.
I don't like to say. It upsets some people. Some people don't like me doing things like that and that. But I do. For every dirty deed that I do through my own life, I like to pay back someone else in another. So I want Peter to pay Paul, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Some people, I'm not liked by everybody. Some people don't take a shine to me, and others do. But the ones that don't, they lose, and the ones that do don't. You know.
Well said. Well said.
It's a balance, isn't it?
Yeah. You're getting a lot of people saying nice things about you in the chat, apart from Gary Cook, who doesn't like you.
Yeah, don't worry about him. Don't worry. He's got blue eyes. He should have been a woman.
Reckon he should have, actually.
I love looking in his eyes. Yeah. All right.
Fodder's just said something. You're the Robin Hood of Romford.
I'll give him £500 if he lets me touch him. Yeah? If he lets me touch him in an unorthodox place. Hey, tell him I'll chuck £5,000 into his account if he lets me pick up his bollocks. Yeah?
Steve, I'll let you.
You can do mine for £5. Actually, on Sunday, yeah.
He's got to keep his pants on for a week.
Well, listen, both. I've had a lovely time. It's 9:30. Time's flown way too quick tonight. Thank you to Chris and to Steve for coming on the show tonight. It's been great catching up, Steve.
This is the Lovely Times channel, isn't it? This is the Lovely Times place. Yeah,
Adrian, can you put that catchphase into the bottom of the Big Detective Show? It's a lovely time.
Come and join my site. Detective Mentalness, you'll find it, yeah? Any new ones out there, come and join my site, yeah? It don't cost you nothing. And everyone can have a lovely time.
I don't think anybody could actually say, Steve, you're not touching me, really, could they? Because he'd just look at him.
Well,
yes, touch me.
Thanks for coming on tonight, Steve, though, and
That's
Chris.
Right.
Really good.
I'll see you Sunday. I've got something for you here. Look, I've got batteries and all that. Yeah.
Oh yes, our thing. Yeah, CTX.
For you. Yeah.
Top man in a body bag. Yeah, looks like a police evidence bag. Yeah. But, it actually does look like a police evidence bag. But no, it'd be good to catch up with you. I'll get there about just before 9, Brian.
Yeah. I'll go a picture. I'll pick Julian up and I'll see you there. Yeah.
All right, mate.
Time show. Now we'll take the madness.
Steve, pleasure as ever. Love you to bits, mate. And
I'll see you soon. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Right, next week we will be back with tonight's postponed guest, Digger Dawn. Same time, same place, 8 p.m. on the Big Detective Show. Thank you all for coming. Thanks especially to Carl and Steve, Chris and Steve for helping us out this evening, coming on the show. And obviously...
Yeah, I saw you on here. I'll see you soon and all, yeah?
Yeah.
So have a great week, everybody. Don't forget to sign up if you want to take place in the free competitions to thebigdetectiveshow.com. Scroll down a little bit and sign up for our newsletter and the competitions. So same time, same place next week. Thank you all. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Adrian. And good night.